Your child's behaviour is determined by your behaviour as a parent. This might be a little shocking to some of you to hear, and please just take what resonates and leave what does not. This is my truth based on my experiences as both a child who grew up in a particular environment and raised a particular way, and who then parented my own children a completely different way. And I have gotten to see exactly how my behaviors dictated my child's behaviors, and that once I changed those behaviors, it also changed the behaviors in my children. So I have been doing this for a very long time, observing and studying and trial and error as a parent, and I am confident in what I feel is the cause of many children's bad behaviors, and that is the behavior of the parents. There's no judgment in any way, because as parents, our behaviors are also going to be determined by the behaviors of our parents when we were little. So we may speak the way that they spoke. We may discipline our children the way that they disciplined us. We may have the same views that they had. And it's not going to be until we as parents question those views and beliefs and the things that were conditioned into us, if they are actually true, that we can make a change in the world. So if we just continue on without questioning our thoughts and our beliefs and our perspectives, then nothing's ever going to change for us. The quickest way to change is to look within ourselves and ask, is this really working for me? Am I really deeply happy and fulfilled and satisfied in myself? Do I really like myself? Am I kind to myself? Am I kind to others? And were my parents this way? So I'm going to start by saying that I am aware of a lot of parents who are telling their children, and myself included when I was a young parent, telling the children, do not swear, do not talk back, do not say no, do as you are told, and yelling, raising their voice and yelling at them and exercising an enormous amount of control over their children. And they're wondering why their children are not listening and why their children are not respecting their wishes and doing as they are asked. This is because children mirror their parents. Their little brains are sponges and they absorb everything. So as little beings in the world, children are looking to the adults around them as to who to be and how to behave and how to act. So the more in alignment that the parents are going to be with themselves, the more happy and well-rounded and positive they're going to be, the better the relationship the parent is going to have with the world and themselves, the better their children are going to reflect that and be able to develop into their most authentic self. So being fully aligned with our true nature and having a positive outlook in life and being unaffected by the world around us and being secure in our sense of self is the most authentic way to live in the world. So this teaches our children to live this way also. So if we are yelling at them constantly and bossing them around and ordering them what to do and not giving them any choice, of course they're not going to learn respect, and they're not going to learn compliance, because the way that children learn is through demonstration. So if we are yelling at a child to go to bed or eat their dinner, we're teaching them that it's not okay to have choice, that it's not okay to listen to your inner authority and what's right for you. We're teaching them to be demanding to get what you want. We're teaching them that to get what you want and to please other people, you have to do what other people tell you. You don't listen to yourself. You listen to people outside of you. And if this goes on long enough, through most of a child's life, their relationship with the world is going to be quite gloomy and negative. Okay, they're not going to have a positive outlook. They're not going to even know what a positive outlook is or a healthy relationship with the world and society is, because all they've known and all they've seen in the grown-ups around them is yelling and demanding and control and bossiness. So parents often think that because they are bigger and older and that they've been on the earth longer, that they have the right to tell children who to be and how to behave and how to act. So then, of course, these children are going to grow up learning that respect means that you do whatever you are told, no matter how you feel, no matter what your truth is, you live up to everybody else's truth. You don't have a boundary. You don't say no when something's not right or true for you. You do it anyway. You go against your authentic truth. You do it anyway. And that to get what you want, you be mean rather than kind. You yell and demand. So is it any wonder that children are mean to other children and they're fighting with other children? They're bossing other children around. They're snatching toys. They're yelling no to their parents. They're demanding and ordering their parents around. Do this, do that. And these children look out of control and disrespectful. And then people are saying, oh, there's not enough discipline. There's not enough control. They need to be smacked and punished and pulled into line. Again, that is just teaching them more of the same thing that they're doing. That's saying that you be mean about it. You use physical force to get what you want. You use punishment. You don't allow freedom of choice. You're not allowed to have feelings. So if you have these sorts of behaviors towards others or your children, you cannot expect them to be any different. If you are teaching your child respect by not respecting their boundaries and their sense of self and their opinions and their values and their needs, you are never going to get there. I am sorry to say this. You are never going to teach them respect that way. And you may think that you have if they've grown up and they're respectful towards others, but they won't have that inner self-respect. They will allow people to walk all over them. They won't know how to say no when they really don't want to do something like work an awful job or help a friend. They won't know any of that because they weren't taught that. They were taught to get respect, you demand it. Now, respect, it's a huge topic in the world at the moment as far as raising children goes. The quickest way to teach your child respect is to respect them, because you are demonstrating respect. And what that looks like is you respect their feelings, you respect their wants, you respect their needs, you respect their voice, you respect their boundaries. And when you start to do that, you are teaching them two things: to respect other people's needs and wants and desires and boundaries, and you are teaching them to respect themselves, they are less likely to grow up and attract an unhealthy, abusive relationship. They are going to have a strong sense of self because they have watched this in their parents. And if you don't want your children to swear, don't swear around them. Don't swear at other people. Don't constantly put people down and complain about people in front of them. If you have a negative outlook on people and you are very judgmental and you are always talking down about people and complaining about people, you are teaching your children to be dissatisfied with others. And when we are criticizing others constantly, then we are criticizing ourselves, which is not self-love. And when we are not in a place of self-love, when we don't respect our needs and our wants and our desires, when we don't love ourselves, we teach our children to not love themselves and others. So, if you are experiencing unwanted behaviors in your children, then the very first change that needs to be made is not in the child. It's not in changing that child's behavior with more force and more discipline and more punishment and making them feel bad or wrong. It starts with you, with us as a parent. And I did this myself. I am living proof that this works. I parented my children a certain way for so many years, and once I realized that the only thing I could change was myself, I had a complete spiritual makeover and I changed my outlook on life. I developed a healthy relationship with the world and myself and with others, and my children followed in my footsteps. I never demanded that they do things. I respected their boundaries. I allowed them to have a voice. I allowed them to be who they wanted to be, and they have so much respect for me and other people. You would not believe it. It is a miracle. It is magic how respecting our children and showing them self-respect and showing them what it is like to be happy and healthy in the world and to do the right thing and to speak kindly of others and to speak kindly to them, they will do the same. I promise you. I hope you've liked this video. Please comment below if you would like me to share anything else. And I am wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Much love. Bye.